and spectators. I'm Christy Casciola with the Global Keto Connection. And as you can see, I am Halloween ready. I got my little pumpkin earrings. I've got my little Nightmare Before Christmas t-shirt. We're 1 week away from Halloween. So let's do some Saturday night spooky bites. And tonight I am making Keto Mummy Dogs. That's fun to take if you're going to a gathering, which maybe at this time of year you're not, but maybe in the future you may be. It's fun to make with the kids. I'm sure they're at home and antsy and you're trying to keep them busy, and how about let them cook with you and make some Keto Mummy Dogs, so that's fun to make. And it's something that you can make to have a themed Halloween night. Have a Halloween night food fest. So let's get started. We're gonna do a keto fathead dough to wrap our mummy dogs in. And so I'm getting started. I do it stovetop because I don't have a microwave, but if you have a microwave, get a glass bowl, and you're gonna do 2 ounces of cream cheese and a cup of shredded mozzarella, and you're going to microwave that 30 seconds at a time, stirring each time until you have a nice creamy mixture, and I'll show you as soon as we have this melted. While that's melting, we are gonna do the rest of our dough. So we have half a cup of almond flour, and we have a whisked egg. We are going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder. Let me bring you down here. So we're gonna add a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. We're gonna use a whisk to mix that up. And I go ahead and I add my egg in now. And I'm just going to use my spatula to fully mix that. And when our cheese is all melted, I will put this into the bowl with the cheese and continue to mix that together. Okay, so once it's all melted and combined, and this is pretty much what you want it to look like, it's all nice and melty, you're going to add your almond flour mixture into that. And I'm doing it into the hot bowl because it mixes easier. And since I already mixed my egg into the almond flour mixture, I don't have to worry about it like scrambling. So now we're just going to stir this up until we have a nice fully mixed cohesive dough. I have seen on some sites that you could add all of this with the melted cheese into a food processor and let it do the mixing for you. I've also seen, I think it was Sugar Free Mom, I saw where she put all of the ingredients into a food processor, mixed it all, and then melted it together. And she likes to do it that way. So, you know, get your core ingredients, try it different ways, figure out what you like and what works best for you, and then just do it that way. So I'm gonna keep mixing this until I've got a nice cohesive dough, and towards the end I will put it out on the parchment paper, wet my hands because it does tend to be sticky, so I'll wet my hands a little and then continue to knead the dough. So I'm just gonna finish kneading this. Let me bring you down. I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. I have my hot dogs ready to go. My oven has been preheating to 350. So make sure, if you haven't already, turn your ovens on and preheat those ovens to 350. And I've wet my hands a little bit, so as you can see, it's not sticking to my hands too much. And I'm just gonna keep doing this to make sure it is all fully combined. And that looks about good like that. So I'll pat this down a little bit. And I'm gonna get another sheet of parchment paper on top of that. Add a little bit more, start to spread it out. And I'm gonna get it's nice because while it's warm, it's still warm, it spreads very nicely. You can just use the rolling pin at this point now. To get it spreaded. And now that I am done, let me get you down here. I'm done rolling it out. You want to get it in as much of a rectangle as much as possible. So here it is, it's about this thick. And you want to divide it amongst the number of hot dogs you're doing. You can do 4, you can do 8. You can double the recipe for the dough. So I'm going to cut this in fourths with a pizza cutter. And then once I have my fourths, now I'm going to take that fourth and I'm going to cut that into 4 more little slices that we are going to wrap around our hot dogs. And they don't have to be perfect by any means, because when you see a mummy that's wrapped in his cloth, that's not perfect wrapping, right? It's all over the place. Well, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take our hot dog and we're gonna start rolling. We're just gonna roll it on there. Gonna go to the next piece and just keep rolling it on. Just put it everywhere. We'll get one more piece. We're just gonna put it on just like rags. And then we're gonna make a little spot that's open that we can put his little eyes on the hot dog right there. I'll go ahead and do a couple more and then show you when I'm done. Okay, so I figured out a better technique and we're gonna do it this way. So take your dough, and just do the thin strip that you want for your hot dog. Now my hot dog, as you can see, is curved, so I was having a little bit of a hard time. So instead of putting it flat down and rolling, because mine is curved, it's more like a sausage, you're just going to put the piece of dough on it and just kind of twirl it above your dough and let it just spiral on there. See how it's going on there? And then I can cut my next piece. I'm telling you, I think with this amount of dough, that I made, you can easily do 8, even maybe 12 of the hot dogs. So let's do this one, and we're gonna do it in the opposite direction. Just keep going. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a little mummy dog. And I'll even do a third little strip here. Let's see if we could get it going in the, there we go. There we go. See how that one worked? And then we'll make that little space. We can put some eyes right there. You can even put the eyes at the top. And I'll do one more. I'm going to do it for you so you can see. Make a little strip. Put your dough on there. Make sure you can see. And twirl. And if it breaks, that's okay. We're just going to keep going. Get it on there. Once you've got this done, you are going to, we're going to bake it in the oven, again at 350 for about 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it. You want it to be lightly brown. You don't want it to burn. I'll get another one. I'm only going to use about half this dough. Once you make some dough, if you don't use it all, you can certainly refrigerate it only for a couple of days, or you can freeze it and then reheat it when you want to use it. All right, so there's our little guy. We'll make a little space. So this is what they look like. And then I'm going to bake them in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, so here they are. I just took them out of the oven. I would highly suggest that you flip them over halfway because you don't want them to brown more on one side than the other. But look how cute these are now that they're all baked. And you can use mustard or sugar-free ketchup or mayo with the toothpick to make the little eyes. So wait until they cool, and once they cool, then add the little eyes in the space where you made for the face, and then you will have your cute little keto mummy dogs. So we're gonna let these cool for a bit, and then I'll show you what they look like in the end result. Okay, they're cooled a bit. We're adding the little eyes on. See how cute they are? They really, it stands out with the mayo. I would suggest not doing this until right before you're gonna eat them, so that it doesn't dry out whatever you put on as the eyes, but you're only putting on a very little bit. So you can, again, use mustard, sugar-free ketchup, or some mayo, and just dot on a couple of eyes to make it all cute. And I'm gonna I have the pinned recipe above. That was pretty similar to what I did. They're a little wonky, but you get the idea. They're super cute, super great idea. And if you know anybody that have kids, they want to make this with their kids, it's a fun thing to do. Again, you can either slice the dough or roll out strips and then roll it around. Make sure to add about 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder so that It rises, it's not gonna rise, but a little more fluffy in your dough. But I have a similar recipe. I believe it is officiallyglutenfree.com that I would recommend using. And let me just give you the nutritional count per hot dog in case you were wondering with that. So it is going to be 5 net carbs. Let's see, sorry. Okay, here we go. 4.8 net carbs per mummy dog, 394 calories, approximately 31 grams of fat, and 19 grams of protein. So it may vary a bit with your ingredients, but that's what it'll be, roughly around there. So it's a great way to get in your proteins and get in your fats, and don't eat too many because they are 5 net carbs each, and that is because of your flours that you use, your almond flour, or if you're doing a mixture of almond flour and coconut flour. But anyway, if you like this recipe, or you know anybody who you think might like to make this with the kids now that we are a week away from Halloween, then go ahead and share out this video. We are going to keep this video in the cooking section under the cooking tab of our Facebook group, and we will also get this posted onto our YouTube channel. And if you haven't checked that out, you can see all of the recipes that we've made. Find them very easily on the YouTube channel. So just go over there, subscribe for free, and click that bell, and every time we post a new video, if you miss it in the Facebook group or you want to go back to it quickly, you can go check it out on the YouTube channel, same name, Global Keto Connection. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend and a great week coming up. I will be back on Tuesday. We are going to make some keto Mexican food, some of my favorites, for our Taco Tuesday. So I'll see you then, and you guys have a great weekend.